Hi, my name is Harun. I've done Spartan endurance races, Hurricane Heat 4 and Hurricane Heat 12. I'm here today with Dave Watson.
Yeah, Harun, good to be here in Singapore.
Thank
I'm
you.
head of extreme endurance.
For those who never participated in Hurricane Heat before, what is Hurricane Heat all about?
Hurricane Heat comes in three formats, if you like. The 4-hour, the 12-hour, and the 24-hour. And in this case, H3X is essentially all three of those into one. And Hurricane Heat is about teamwork, but it's also about pushing you as an individual and merging these two concepts together into an event format that it's not a race, but like Spartan races, it pushes you to and beyond your limits so that you can find out who you are as a person and hopefully evolve with that.
What's the difference if you have never participated in Hurricane Heat before but you want to?
I think like anything in life, right, if you haven't done it before, one of the hardest things is just starting, just committing. And I think with Hurricane Heat, the most important thing is just pick a time, pick an event, and go for it. For example, H3X, perfect opportunity for somebody that hasn't done one before, because they could sign up, for example, for a 4-hour, and if they're feeling good, they can go on from there. So the H3X is quite unique like that, because as I said, it's the three formats together all in one. It's the only time in the year that you're able to do all three formats in one, and you don't have to do all of them together. You can pick and choose.
Correct me if I'm wrong, it's a progression stage from 4, then if you are able to proceed to 12, you will proceed to 12. Then if you are strong enough, you can proceed to the final one, 24 hours, right? Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. So you pick the level that you think you can achieve. So let's say we pick the middle ground, we pick the 12-hour. So I commit, I say I'm going to sign up for the 12-hour. That means I've got to do the 4-hour. And then beyond the 4-hour, assuming I make it through that, I will then have to go through to the 12-hour mark. Okay. Now, if I make it to the end of the 12-hour mark, and I decide, okay, that's enough for me, that's fine. If I've made it, I'll get the coveted wedge and the patch, right?
Correct.
And I graduate from the 12-hour. But the cool thing about the H3X is, if I decide at that point, you know what, I want to give it everything I've got, I'm going to go through and stay on for the 24, I actually can do that. Now here's the trick. If I don't make it through the 24-hour, I don't get the 12-hour patch and wedge. Even if I got through to say 17 hours, right? So this is the tricky game of it, you know, this is the challenge. If you commit to something beyond, you've really got to commit, because you can't turn around and say, oh, I failed that.
It's okay, I have a fallback.
Yeah, exactly, there's no fallback. So it's, I'm really excited by this format. I think it's great. It challenges people in a different way.
I see.
Yeah.
How would you compare it to a Spartan Beast and Ultra?
Ultra, the Beast, the Sprint, the Super, the Stadium, these are all races. I mean, you have a start line, you have a set course, and you run a set distance with a certain number of obstacles. Yes, there's unknowns, of course, like there is in any race. But Hurricane Heat is not a race. You don't make your way through a set course. It's more a series of challenges and tasks. Some of them, like I say, are going to be team-based. Like you and I might have to, with a group of people, achieve a certain mission. That could be, let's say in a 4-hour, they tend to be more sort of team-based, right? Yes. The 4-hour is about teaching people to work together. And we might do something like, we have to take a series of heavy objects maybe and move them to certain points. But it won't be as easy as that. We'll have to figure out how to work as a team to do it as quickly as possible against other teams. You know, the thing that I've seen over the years I've been at Spartan is when you put a group of people together who don't necessarily know each other, they don't work very well together. It doesn't matter how good they are, right? I mean, you can have leaders, you can have, you know, coaches, you can have professional athletes, it doesn't matter. CEOs, it doesn't matter. you put strangers together, they suck.
Yes.
And this is a great way to teach people how to quickly integrate with each other, problem solve, step up and take some leadership and responsibility, and go to the next level like that. So I think we don't have enough opportunity in life now to do these sorts of things. I think everything's fairly guardrailed, everything's pretty safe and
Yes.
pretty stock standard. You go to work, you turn on the tap, hot water comes out, you open your fridge, there's food. Everything's pretty predictable. And I think what hurricane heat does is it gives us an opportunity to get a little bit uncomfortable in ways that we can't usually. And H3X is perfect like that because it is that staged event, which is, as I say, it's a super exciting format so that you can kind of pick your path. Do I want to try the 4, or am I going to go for the 24 straight up, or am I going to show up and just see how it goes, and maybe I'll get through the 4, and then I'll go see if I can get through the 12, and then give the 24 a shot.
I see. Yeah. So what your advice to all the viewers out there who is trying to pick up Spartan Endurance as a next level race?
That's a good question. If you have fears, I think that's normal. I'm lucky at Spartan, I get to work with hundreds of the best athletes in the world. Those men and women have fears. Through extreme endurance, I've been lucky to work with really battle-hardened warriors, veterans of the military around the world that have been through some unspeakable things. They have fears. So I don't think fear is necessarily something to worry about. I think it's just how you manage it. And managing fear is, I'd say the first thing is just having some resolve, having some grit, having some determination, having a goal, signing up, and figuring it out later. Or figuring it out first and signing up, whatever your personality is. But sitting around and procrastinating doesn't really do anything because the world keeps moving.
Yes.
The world keeps moving, and it leaves us behind pretty quickly if we don't act. So I'd say if people are sitting on the fence, just do it. What's the worst that can happen? You don't make it. If you don't make it, you try again.
Sure.
Yeah. There's no judgment out there. So
True. Everybody's equal, right?
everyone's equal, and like I say, there's no judgment. So get involved, give it a shot. It's the best way to start.
For myself, I'm an adaptive. So, what's your views on adaptive taking part in extreme endurance?
I think if you're an adaptive athlete, you've probably got an advantage because you've already had to overcome some significant challenges in your life. I mean, I'm sure you'd agree,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
And I think that gives adaptive athletes an edge and a mindset that maybe people that aren't adaptive don't have necessarily. I mean, you've had to learn, to deal with that and succeed despite of it, right? So I actually find that adaptive athletes are perfectly suited to this stuff because they walk in and they already know how to overcome challenges, and they end up being quite often the people leading from the front. So if you're an adaptive athlete, get out there because you're going to be a leader amongst the group. Yeah.
Do you have any other tips for success?
You have to listen. You have to think. That sounds probably
Challenging.
a bit obvious, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean you have to think? We always think, not necessarily. I mean, you find a lot of people may show up and just be kind of like, it's like a drill instructor yelling at me, I'm just going to follow orders, but it's not like that at all. You'll find the crypteer, they're the event leaders. They're like high performance coaches. They're not drill instructors. So it's putting the onus back on the student, on the participant, to make decisions, make good decisions, make quick decisions, make decisions with people, make decisions as an individual. That is the make or break for getting through the event. So think fast, think creatively, work together. If you're not a leader, doesn't matter. find it within yourself, there'll be something that you can contribute to help the group and help yourself. So these are some things that I've observed after seeing a lot of people do these.
What do you hope to see from the community in Singapore?
Singapore's interesting. I've seen a couple of hurricane hits here. I think there's a great sense of community in Singapore. I think because it's such a small place,
Yes.
People tend to have a lot of like national pride, and I think that I want to see Singaporeans come out, give this thing a go, and work together, because there are a bunch of other countries taking part in this as well, right? The US, Slovakia, Philippines, Austria, UK, right? It's going to be a competition of sorts. I can't give away too much, right? But there's going to be some national pride on the line, and I think Singaporeans are going to be great at taking that on. They've got a great sense of humour, really good camaraderie, and I think I want to see Singaporeans sign up. And there's only 85 spots, by the way, in Singapore. So, when I talk about what I want to see in Singapore, I want to see from 85 people is them work together, and I'd love to see them, take on the other countries and win. Whatever that means, you'll find out. So, Singapore, August 10th, 8 a.m. Everything happens at the same time around the world for H3X, Harun. So the US will be on at 8 p.m. their time. Now, we can't say where it's going to be.
Yes.
Okay? A secret location you'll know the week before. The main thing is get involved right now. Pick your event length, pick your poison, 4 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. And don't forget, if you pick something on the night or the day, or you decide you want to extend it, you can. That's the magic of this event.
You can extend. Come, sign up. I'll be there
You better be.
to contribute. my side of the country.
Put it there.
Yeah.
Haru.
Aru.